Hi everybody, it is time for me to set up my bullet journal for the month of August. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you may ask, Cindy, where were you in July when it came to bullet journaling? June and July were pretty intense for us as a family. I sent my kids to California to spend their summertime with their dad, among other things. I was dealing with my car getting fixed. There was water damage in the basement, so I wasn't able to work down here for a few weeks. My health issues have been extra flavorful. It's basically something had to give, and since I was already sort of ambivalent about my bullet journal, I figured, why the fuck not? Let's just drop it like a hot potato. But so I decided I was going to come back this month and we'll see what happens. I did ask my patrons to pick a theme for July, but I never actually utilized it. So I'm actually going to combine the one that they picked for July with the one they picked for August and do a double floral situation. We'll talk about that in a minute, but first let's go over supplies. This is my Passion Journal notebook that I have been using all year so far, and I'm a little over halfway done, so it should totally last me for the rest of the year. I will be using a mixture of Pitt Artist pens and Tombows dual brush pens, as well as a mixture of Pitt Artist fine liners to use in here at the same time. I have a cutting mat to go with my slice tool. So I've got my slice tool I've been using to cut stickers. I'm going to attempt to use this. I don't even think I used this before in my bullet journal. I think I got it after I did my May bullet journal setup, and since I didn't, or June, and since I didn't do a July one. But I'm going to use this slice tool. I've been loving it, using it for stickers, so we'll try it out in here. As for theme this month, so we'll go to this here, and you see here is July, and there's nothing there. So I'm just going to write nothing. But for August, I decided to go with one of my absolute favorite groups for when I am feeling down, the Four Seasons. So every month I've been using a different one of my favorite bands and using their music as a quote. For a lot of them, I've just used the same song, but for this month, I'm going to be doing different songs. The Four Seasons make me so happy. They make me jam out and dance whenever I listen to them. So I thought for a month where I am returning to this, that would be a perfect situation. As you notice, I've also been doing flowers for the past year. So this is going to be 2 flowers for this month because I skipped out on July. I am doing daisies and cosmos together. I think they'll make a very pretty, like, summery wildflower bouquet. So I've already counted some squares out. And what I think I'm going to do on this front cover page is do a bouquet with cosmos and daisies, and then cut around it. And then on the page under it, I'm going to put a calendar with the colors of both colors I'm putting together for one color palette. And then I'll put the quote that I want to do right here. So we're going to start with the bouquet. And because I'm doing 2 different flowers, I just want to, I normally am not someone who's big on penciling things in first when it comes to doodling. I love to just doodle. But I do think that it would be easier if I at least give myself a bit of guidance. And so I think what I kind of want to do is do one of those like paper wrapped situations. So like, I'll draw, have my center right here, and I want to kind of center it. So I'm going to draw, and I want, my calendar is going to start right about here. Right, so I'm going to give myself this little spot here. I want the biggest, the bulk to be above this line, so that like down here will be stems, but they won't cover up the calendar. So maybe what we'll do is we'll draw in just a sort of a kind of a inverted triangle, and then down here will be the stems. So I'm just draw some lines to kind of like a bow situation there, and that should show, the calendar should show just fine. So then this will be kind of the top of the like the cone. And so the flowers are going to come out of it. Now, daisies and cosmos are not neat, perfect looking flowers. They are definitely kind of a little vinier, a little like stragglier, definitely more of a wildflower look than a standard hothouse kind of look. So I'm going to just start putting in some like centers for daisies. And I'm just going to do like a couple of petals to the sides just to kind of give me the like size of the flower. And maybe we'll do a cosmo here. Just add a bit of, and then I'm just sort of guessing kind of where I want And I'm looking at some reference images of like wildflower bouquets to give me like an idea of what I want, this to look like. I want to just do some like greens kind of coming out of the top. Okay, now that I've kind of blocked in where this is all going to be, I'm going to just go in and start drawing. And if it looks like shit, then it looks like shit. No big deal. And I'm using this medium size of the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, and then I will go back in and add line work with the extra small. I haven't decided if I'm adding color or not. I may add color, I may not. One of the things I did when I was sketching in was just sort of add scribbles to sort of create depth. I'm not trying really hard to do super detailed leaves. I just want it to look kind of cool. I only have so much tendinitis I can give towards this. So I'm loving how this looks. I don't think I'm going to add color to it because I think just by doing the line work differently on the daisies and the cosmos, it kind of makes them stand out differently. I'll cut around it in a minute, but I'm going to erase, but I'm going to go underneath first and put in my calendar because I want to let it dry. I tend to be somebody who doesn't wait long enough for the final liner to dry before I erase any pencil marks because I'm impatient, which is why I don't do pencil marks often in the first place. And I'm just going to do a little August calendar. What I'm going to do is add the colors that I have selected. So I have a mix of colors. You can see them in the description. I have them listed. It's a list of Tombows and Pitt Artist pens, and I have double the amount of colors I usually use because I picked 2 color palettes. And so there is a couple of greens, a yellow, and some grays that were for the daisies, and then some pinky purples and some more yellows and a little bit more green for and some more there were some overlaps for the cosmos. Those 2 yellows are very similar. Maybe I didn't need them both. Not the neatest little compilation in the world, but I think it'll look good once we get the flowers cut out. So now quick, I'm going to take my eraser and just quickly erase all of these pencil marks. Fucking, this is why I don't like doing pencils, because then you have to do the erasing. And they came out looking good, right? So now I've got my 2 little lines here, and that's where I am going to cut down and around. And we'll see how this slice tool does me. So much easier to cut with, but not quite as smooth. Although I haven't changed the blade since starting to use this, and I use it on like vinyl stickers. So maybe, maybe the ceramic blade just doesn't do as well on paper when you've been using it on vinyl, kind of like you're not supposed to use your like fabric scissors on paper. I don't know, but it is easier to use. I was going to try and be more detailed, but this is not lending itself to as much detail as I might have hoped. There's a few spots I want to clean up, like right here. It's a little more pointy. Oh, and okay, close enough, whatever. It's a little torn, but we'll fix it. And the calendar fits perfectly. So there we go. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it black and white. I think the slice tool works well for the ease of it, but I feel like I might need to get a little bit more practice with it. And I'm going to round these edges off right here. I did put a few little pencil marks in here just to make sure I didn't count wrong or create the... Ow! Fuck! Just slammed. At least it was the scissors and not my other fucking thing. But yeah, you guys, I'm a mess. Now I'm going to put the quote right here. I'm thinking I should do some brush lettering for the quote because that way I can use some of these colors. All the songs I picked are all songs that I will put on if I'm in a bad mood. so I can sing along with them and feel better about myself. But I also tried to kind of pair at least this one with the start of this month after skipping out for a month. And that is from the song Let's Hang On. So I'm picking the Got a Lot of Love Between Us, hang on to what we've got. Almost lost lettering chicken there. I think this is one way to make something look kind of cool, is just to use different colors in a way like this. Hang on, hang on, hang on to what we got. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Kind of neat. It's like black and white, blam, color. We're going to kind of continue this. I think we'll do the lettering in a lot of bright colors and then the flowers themselves in black and white to kind of contain the intensity. So what I want to do on this page is, instead of just doing two, I wanted to like expand and do a little bit more because I have something special for the next page, but we're going to do a calendar here on this side. And then for the quote on this side, another one of my favorite songs to dance around to, Dawn. I'm going to do the prettiest of midsummer's morn, they call her Dawn, again to kind of symbolize the new start in this part of the bullet journal. Saturday and Saturday. Shit. Fire. I was going to try and fix it and it just started to look worse. Saturday night. I'm just going to color that. Whoops. What the fuck? Oh my god. What the hell is happening here, sirs? Okay, well. Now I'm just touching it and making it an even weirder mess. Okay. I'm just going to go over that one more time. We'll let that dry and we'll come back and write Sunday on it once it is no longer moist. So I did this lettering big and I didn't center it. B, I almost wrote February for some fucking reason, but I caught myself. And what I think I want to do is do a rectangle and do a daisy on top and a Cosmo on the bottom. I wanted this to be kind of symmetrical, but then I realized putting the August up here didn't really work, but whatever. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to do is get ready. So we're taking a trip in the month of August, and what I want to do is create a space to put in pictures and any memories of that trip, because we have not been on a trip like this since the beginning of the pandemic. The closest is when we drove out here to move to Denver, but that was different. So I'm just going to create kind of a space for it. Nope. Odin, no, sir. There are many toys and things for you to play with. Chewing on my good paintbrushes is not a toy for you. Not a toy. Not a toy. Not for you. I need to film. Get the fuck out of my way. I know, it's so hard being a kitty. So this is a very simple one. I just want to do some lettering, and I'm not even doing any drawing because what I want this to have is pictures and anything I want to put in here. I'm planning on taking a bunch of pictures for like my one, I don't even know what the one little word prompt is, but since my word of the year is replenish, it makes sense to really pick some replenishing thoughts and pictures and so on and so forth. So I definitely will be doing that. I'm going to add some more lighter color to this for the fun. But yeah, I am just leaving this as like a big empty space to like throw in some stuff so that I have anything left over from one little word, anything that I'm not just hanging on to, I'll have a nice little spread in here. So let's take a look at what I did for my bullet journal for this month now that we're back in it. We started with the cover page with this beautiful bouquet of cosmos and daisies with the quote from Let's Hang On from the Four Seasons. Then we have the calendar with the smearing and the quote from Dawn. And then we have Bend 2022 with Who Loves You, Pretty Baby? Who's gonna help you through the night? Fucking love that song. To the point where if you play that song for me, I will start singing it to myself out loud, and then I won't stop for the next like 2 days. And my family, it drives them bonkers. And so if one of them accidentally gets me started, it's guaranteed that the other members of my family will be like, what are you fucking doing? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What is a song or a band that is guaranteed to get you like going, to make you feel better if you're in a bad place, like guaranteed to make you smile? What band is that for you? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.